As a recap from last week, the team met a dwarf named Dink Bogwell, who escorted them into the sewers to find their way into Baldur's Gate. They encountered a swarm of microcubes that devoured, or attempted to devour, their items and their very being. Defeating those, they have moved on. They found a storm grate to exit through, and we return with them emerging into the city of Baldur's Gate with a polymorphed ox in tow.
All right, let's hurry, guys.
Let's.
Well, Beskar, I think it would be in everyone's best interest. So when we get outside, you make
Do that.
at least half the team invisible.
I already used all my 4th level spells.
Is invisibility a 2nd level spell?
But you underestimate how many spells I have. A
That's fair.
3rd level spell, which would give me...
We can just go out when there's no one there.
That's fine.
It is about
Alright.
midday. You see the sun streaming in through the open grate. Little flecks of light reflecting back at you.
Are there people walking overhead?
Yeah, you'll see a shadow
all
pass every now and then, and you hear lots of chatter up. You hear some yelling and shouting. At one point, you can even hear some what it sounds like chanting going on.
I'm gonna have Cheese. I'm gonna dismiss him and then have him reappear on the other side of the grate
All right.
in the air. I'm gonna have him look and watch for when nobody's looking.
All right. So your owl flies out, or poofs out and starts flying around, and eventually you hear. Where is that? There it is. You hear people in the streets shouting and pushing and getting fairly frustrated. Down with the Duke! Down with the Duke! And other people, free trade or die! Free trade or die! You hear a third group, half the taxes or half the product. And so a lot of yelling and screaming and a lot of various things, all like shouting toward the upper class area of town.
Right.
But you're
Once
very
there's an
close to it.
opening, in the crowd, I guess I'll gesture for everyone to move.
Yeah, you're watching through his eyes, and you see everyone's facing away from you toward the what's called the upper city. It's the high class area of town. And when they're facing away, you're like, go, 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 go. I need a stealth check from each of you, please, as you climb up through the grate.
Alright.
Ow.
7.
All right, so everybody crawls out, and as Grodin is stepping out, he like trips over the grate, and it goes clang, clang, clang. People kind of like, what's going on back there? They look back at you. The guard.
Down with the Duke.
You see a guard standing over there. What are you doing over there?
Protesting.
Yeah, well, keep it civil. That's all I can say. And as he's yelling, what are you doing over there? You see the people kind of like scatter, leaving you guys just standing there, or whatever it is you're doing.
As if like we should go now.
I agree.
Let's make sure we put the grate back.
Who's putting the grate back?
Grodin is.
Okay, how are you doing so? The guard's staring at you. Go on, move along.
It's down on the ground, right?
Yep.
Just gonna kind of like, as he's moving, just kind of like kick it back.
Roll a strength check. That thing is, I mean, grates are heavy. They're not like tinfoil. Trying to see if you break your toe or not, basically, is where I'm going with that. All right,
19.
you successfully give it a good kick, and it goes and fits right in place.
Alright.
We're back. The computer died, and we have to switch to my iPad.
Hi.
So what happened?
Grodin kicked a grate back into place. You all snuck out successfully. Guard was kind of onto you for a minute, but you look back, and he's just kind of crossing his arms now, waiting for you to disperse like everyone else did.
So he's going to disperse.
Yeah,
You guys are in the city. You look around here. Let me pull up my city notes now. You see the city streets are chaotic. Most streets are fairly barren. When people do see you, they tend to run into alleys hiding from you, or running from you.
Grodin is wearing he's wearing like a big cloak that covers like his head.
Yeah, you see varied kinds of people and creatures here. This doesn't appear to be Waterdeep, where everybody was very homogeneous. You see a lot of everything from gnomes to elves to even some fairly uglier people. You might assume half orc or half troll. You're not sure. They're not the elegant elf variety. One thing you also note as you're looking around, all the buildings here seem to be, with the exception of the palace itself, which is sitting up on a hill behind the upper class wall, upper city wall. You see the palace. It's a very grand white structure. Aside from that, all the other buildings here are at most 3 stories tall, and you don't see a lot of you don't see any buildings towering above the rest, like towers or high rises or anything that you've seen in other cities. This is a very flat looking city, a lot of cramped inward space, and there's not a lot of room on the streets. There's a lot of little cubbies and alleyways. It's very rat race-ish, if that makes any sense.
Baldur kind of looks around. He's like, "This city's worse than Waterdeep."
Let's go find an inn and rest for the night because
Will,
I'm tired.
will any of the inns be open?
I don't know.
We should try to find a place to rest.
I agree.
Oh, has the hour ended?
Not yet. You know, you got about 15 minutes, maybe.
Grodin wants to find a place that's relatively out of the way, and find a place to, let Borko become Borko again.
Yeah. So what did you do with the wagon, just so I can take notes on it? Because I didn't really have good notes on what you did with it.
We just left it.
Okay.
Because it wasn't anything valuable, and all the valuables that were in there that Grodin had before were probably sold whenever that gnome pulled that crap.
Yeah. All right. So you go roaming around. How are you attempting to? Are you just looking for signs? Are you addressing people? How are you? Tell me what you're doing.
Grodin's probably letting the people who can talk handle that.
I'll ask a couple people, like...
He's trying not to draw too much attention to himself because, giant elephant guy.
Yeah.
I'll ask a couple people, where's the nearest inn?
Okay. You flag one person down. She's a little tiefling woman. She looks up at you and... Yes? What you need, honey?
We were wondering if you knew where the nearest tavern was. The nearest inn.
Oh, the inns. Oh, no one getting in or out. It's going to be real hard for someone to find a place in an inn. The nearest one's probably going to be, let's see, well, you're looking for high class or lowbrow? What are we looking for?
Whichever one's open.
Either one. One that might have
the
vacancies.
Dripping Falls Inn, that's probably going to be the one that has any room at all, if they have any. It's near the docks, in the docks district. If you just go down here, and she points and kind of gives you this little, go 2 doors down here, go 3 streets over, and then you'll see the docks. Go toward the docks, it'll be the 5th building on the right, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So she gives you directions.
All right. I thank her, and then I...
Yeah, you be safe now.
That direction. Yeah, you do.
All right. So you head that way.
All right.
I need to write this down before I forget. All right. So you head that direction. As you're walking through, the streets are fairly crowded because people, not that they're coming towards you, they're all like trying to find their own place, like trying to get to their own house or their own work. You see people pushing up against some of these buildings like they're trying to break into them. And you look around and you don't see any guards stopping that.
Pretty good time to go stealing.
Let's find a place to rest first.
Yes, we're going towards the docks right now, where she told us to
So
go.
you keep moving toward the docks?
Yep.
You get down toward the docks and it's a gray, dreary day. It is still kind of sprinkling and spitting every now and then with this gray overcast, and you look around and the water here is not the cleanest. Like a lot of port cities, a lot of trash gets thrown into the harbor itself. Be it newspaper bits or sacks or pieces of cloth or whatever. And it's a dirty little place. It's not the cleanest at all. And you look over where she directed you, and you see a short little squatty building. There's a green tint to the wood grain as mold grows in that wood grain, giving it a slight off shade. But you do see hanging outside the picture of a waterfall that's kind of askew, hanging a little weird. You guys go in? You want to just look around more? Or you tell me what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in and talk to the clerk.
All right,
I
so
walk
you
away.
walk.
Will follow.
You open the door, and there's a gnome sitting. Which one is this one? Yeah, sitting behind a desk doing paperwork, and he looks up at you. Yeah.
Is there any vacancies here?
I got one left. It's pretty full. You see he's just sitting there. He's got like this sweaty complexion and matted hair. The hair's like stuck to his scalp. He said, I got one room. It's a single. You want it?
Yeah.
All
Can I
right.
pay for it?
It'll be
How much is it?
2
By
gold.
this point, Grodin had turned into an ox, or Borko had turned into an ox again.
Yeah.
Like on the way, they ducked in.
Yeah. You found an
Do you have
alleyway
any?
because you felt it going. Whoa, 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 and you're like, oh, nope. Get it out of the armor.
Do you have any lodging for an ox? A stable,
No.
perhaps.
I don't have a stable. You can probably find that up in the upper city, or even in regular city.
There are no stables near here.
I don't have any. I do mostly dock work. People coming off the boat. They need a place to stay. They're right here. We got the most comfortable beds this side of the docks.
Do you have any kind of storage shed that I could rent?
Space is at a premium right now. Let me go look around. I tell you what, it'd be 2 gold for the room, though. I'll go look around and see if I can find some storage space. And 2 gold for a room is just atrocious.
Beggars can't be choosers right now.
That's like $200 for a Motel 6, basically.
Highway robbery.
We're literally all bleeding.
Yeah, I'm at 9 health.
I'm at 13. We need a place to sleep.
Rodin's at like 36.
I didn't get a hit, so I'm good.
Well,
Wonder why.
All right. So do you hand over the gold?
well, did
Yeah.
he find a place for the ox?
I'm gonna go look for it. Let me get your room keys and stuff first. Hold on.
Alright,
Who am I
here's 2
writing this
gold.
to?
Me, here you go. And I hand him 2 gold.
All right. What's your name? What can I put on the slip?
Ashley.
Ashley. No surname, just Ashley.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Ashley. All right. Here you go, Ashley. It's number 17. You go out the door, around the back. It's right behind us.
Alright. And I go there, I guess.
Okay.
Do you think the ox can just stay with us inside the room?
He is far too large.
What are you talking about? I'm sure we can squeeze him in there.
I'll come knock on your door here in a bit. Let you know what I found. He reaches over and hits a bell. Ching, 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 ching. This little goblin comes running out. Yeah? What do you need, boss? We need a stable. Go see if Jack up there has any room. All right. He runs out the door.
This seems
What
like
you
a good place to rest. I'm not too cramped.
Well, I'm going to the room that he said was there.
All right. You guys go around the back, and you open the
Grodin's
door.
waiting with Borko outside.
All right, so you wait behind. The rest of them go around. It's a musty-smelling little, maybe 10 by 12 room with a single bed. Has a dresser on one side with a pitcher of water and a bowl, and that's probably the nicest amenity you've seen in this room. The bed is a straw bed. It's not really the nicest. There's a kind of sweaty odor to the room.
You said this was the nicest? I'm gonna get my money back. Anyways, who gets to bed? I do. I call it. I heard it. We're playing. It's all right. It's mine.
Aslanib just shrugs and he's like, "That's fine. I've got the bedroll."
That's right. You had a good bedroll.
Wait, you have a magical blanket. I get the
I
bed.
do.
You got the bed last time.
So,
Nope. I'm getting it.
uh,
We could roll for it.
So yeah, Aslanib uses the spear of many things to make a bedroll, and he puts the necklace on, and then he goes back and goes to sleep.
Okay. So you hear the waves slapping up against the docks outside, and you drift off to sleep. It is midday. There are rules about how often you can sleep, because you can't basically just sleep, get up and fight for an hour, and go to sleep again. So you lay there and you try to go to sleep. And you're tired and you're hurt and you're bruised, but sleep just doesn't quite come to you like you thought it would.
Oh, guys.
The fan is going again. It works. It's a good fan.
So... I see. Aslanib turns to Beskar and Co. and he's like, maybe we can find a place this large has to have maybe a mages guild. Maybe they will know something about traversing worlds. And
True.
Flames is doing it again.
The city's in anarchy right now.
If you've ever noticed, mages care very little for inner city politics.
Except for when they're all part of a group and they expel us into another dimension.
Or we get sent to a random prison
Mm-hmm.
for like 50 years.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
That was the changelings.
Oh,
We were sentenced to prison for like 50 years.
Oh yeah.
Well, technically, you guys are sentenced for 25 years. I was sentenced for 50 years.
So yeah, Grodin healed up while waiting with Borko outside with like his hit dice.
All right. So you stand there just concentrating on recollecting yourself and being more adamant that I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make. And you feel a little better. Eventually, the goblin comes back. Goes, "Hey, Mister, you got the
Yes.
the stable or something?"
This ox.
Oh, yeah, that's a cutie. Jack up the hill says he can house it for you. You want me to take it up there for you?
I would prefer to go, but you can lead the way.
All right, well, come on. So he starts pushing his way through the city. Goes up.
Oh, sorry, Amber Alert.
What?
Amber
I had
Alert.
an Amber Alert go off on my phone.
Oh, okay.
So he goes up the hill toward the high class area of town, but not through those gates. Eventually gets close to the area to the wall area. Steps inside, and you see stable hand, and there's a sign, and he looks over and says, "This here's Jack McGillen. He's gonna help you." You see this older human standing there, got gray hair, dressed very like t-shirt and jeans kind of thing. Very lowbrow.
Fan.
Your fan is going crazy again, Co.
Oh, it's our fan?
Yeah, that sounds like it. You can have it. Just mute for a minute.
Blessed silence.
So you see this human there. He looks over at you. Can I help you, son?
Yes, I need to find a place to stable my ox securely.
I can help you with that. Gold a day. Hard to find places around here. People not getting in or out, and I could use the money.
That is fair, but I do need to be very clear
Yes.
that if I am paying this to you, that my ox is safe, that we have an agreement that you will not sell him out from under me.
Only if you don't pay me. I mean, I got to make my money back somehow if you don't pay, but I'll give you a fair chance, I promise.
And you own this establishment. I am not dealing with someone else, correct?
He looks, this is my place, yep. I take it you've been burned before?
Very well. I have, and I very nearly did not recover my ox.
Oh, I'm glad you got him back. Now, I'll take care of him. He'll be safe here. As safe as I can make him, anyway. We do have the locked gates on there. Got hired 2 hands to keep guard at night and make sure no one breaks in here and loots the place. Takes the animals with them. It's the best I can do right now.
I will pay for the week.
All right. It'll be 7 gold, please.
All right. Grodin pays the 7 gold.
All right. So you pay 7 gold, and he leads Borko back and opens this little stall area, and he motions over to the goblin and says, Go tell Belk that I appreciate his business, and I'll see if I can send some more his way. Oh, you got it, boss.
Very well. I do not mean to be threatening when I say this, but this ox is very dear to me. If something were to happen due to your misdiscretion, it would not be a good thing. You do not seem as such to me, but...
I kind of gathered he was important to you, yep. But yeah, I'll do my best, I promise.
Very well. Thank you for allowing my business to be here.
Oh, you're welcome. Why wouldn't I? Because of your big nose? We don't care much for that around here.
That is refreshing. Well, I must get back to the inn with my compatriots, but
yeah, you're staying
thank
at
you.
Bilk's
And
place, right?
that is the inn from where the goblin came, correct?
Yep. Bilk Metal.
That is where we are staying.
He's a good guy. A little rough around the edges. Don't gamble with him. But yeah, he's good. All right.
So yeah, Grodin goes up and just, like, pats Borko and promises that he'll be back.
Headbutt you.
Yep. Alright, so Grodin's gonna make his way back to the inn.
Alright, you go back and you go to room number 17, open the door, and you see everybody already piled in. Beskar's sprawled across the bed. Where are you, Ko?
I'm just gonna find another, like a corner of the room. So there's room for Grodin to be in the room.
She's set up in the corner. Asnalev has the other corner with his bed of many things that's nice and silvery and soft and fluffy.
Is there anything in the room that is, like...
There's a bed, a dresser, a bowl, and a pitcher of water. That is the extent of the things in this room.
Alright. Yeah, Grodin's just gonna try and find a place where... Grodin's gonna find a place where he is, taking up the least amount of space.
Alright, I gotta figure this out in my head. So I'm gonna look over here. 1 second, so we have... in the middle. Yeah, it's gonna be a tight fit. I mean, you can sit next to between the bed and the wall. Ko's on one side between the bed and the wall. Asnalev's at the foot of the bed. You can get between the bed and the wall on the other side. But that's about all the room that this room has left.
How tall is the room?
Like 7.5 foot. So you can stand, but you're like,
Grodin is
touching.
Beskar, get off of the bed.
What?
Trust me.
I get off the bed.
Alright, so he's going to lift the bed up to about, halfway in the room, and then tell one of them to get the immovable rod out. And then have it set there. And then he's gonna, lash the frame to, the immovable rod to try and, keep it like a bunk bed.
You're making a bunk bed.
So you have one immovable rod. You can strap one end to it. What are you doing at the other end? Is it just going to hang free? You got some physics to play with here. How are you going to fix the other side of that? If you had 4 of them, it would be no problem. It'd be a no-brainer.
If you have the bed be in the corner, so that 2 of the sides of the bed are against the wall, and then you put the rod towards the foot of the bed, then it should keep it up, I think. I'm not an engineer.
We need to
try.
How tall is the dresser?
Yeah, the dresser is about 4 foot tall or so.
Yeah. So he's going to use the dresser for one side.
There you go. All right. Dresser for one
This
side,
will
a
at
movable rod on
least-
the other. It'll hold, I think, 750 pounds. You wouldn't want
No, it'll hold a lot of pounds. It'll hold a lot. As far as I know. 1 second. I think it's like
okay.
2,000.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, you have no problem. I thought it was 750.
8,000 pounds of 8,000 pounds of weight. It's
go.
a movable.
It's not going anywhere. So you lash the head of the bed toward that. You put the foot of the bed on the other thing. It's a little off kilter, but it'll stay.
Asleep was just kind of like watching all this from his bedroll. It's like, what the
What's the point of this? No one can sleep under it.
Yes, they can.
It's 4 foot. You
Pressure's in the
got
way.
4 foot of clearance.
No, if you have the dresser be against the back wall.
Yeah.
Alright, fine.
But he would have moved stuff around to make it work. Like, he's optimizing space.
Right. And that
Alright,
makes
I climb on
perfect
top of the
sense.
bunk bed now. Do you think one of us should keep watch?
Does the door lock?
I will sleep against the door.
The door does lock. Yes.
And are there any windows?
There's one window. So you have the main door where you came in. So again, it's in the corner. You have right beside that a window which goes all the way up to the wall behind you. The wall goes all the way back. The other wall goes all the way back. The other wall goes all the way back. So you got 3 walls with just 3 walls, and then the front wall with the door and the window. And it's a tiny little space, but it is secure. And you now have a bunk bed, apparently.
Beautiful.
Well played.
That was just for the moment. Grodin thinks tactically.
How many bunk beds have you made in your life, Grodan?
I personally have made a few. Grodin, I'm sure that he's had to think up some, creative sleeping arrangements before, military and everything.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So you get ready for bed for the evening, or are you going out to do more?
Well, it's like the middle of the day.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Are you gonna wait till evening and just try to sleep through until the next day, or what's your plan?
Aslan was like, I'll talk to the guy downstairs and see if there's a mage's guild around here. And where we could go about identifying where the veil between worlds is weakest. And hopefully, if I'm permitted, I could maybe if there's a lab available, I could I can reverse engineer the Wound the Realm spell.
All right.
So, I guess since Aznib can't get any sleep, he'll put the necklace back in its box, and he's gonna go downstairs and talk to the innkeeper guy.
All right. So you go back. Bilk is sitting at his desk.
Excuse me.
Yeah. What's up?
I was wondering if this town had anything like a mage's guild.
Oh, we got 2 of them actually, but closed for business right now. Things are a little chaotic if you haven't noticed. Now, you've been stuck in here as long as we have, haven't you? I just assumed you're moving from one place to the other.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to know. If you haven't been, not my business. I deal with plenty of not my business.
Understandable. Where I know that I'm not necessarily looking for a wizard to be to buy things from. I need them because I'm looking for a particular spell.
Well, if you need to talk to someone, I don't really know who. I mean, you can go to the front door and knock, but I'm pretty sure no one's going to answer. You might ask around. Some of the maybe a merchant would be able to help you, someone who sells and that kind of thing. Let's see here. Arvel, he has a few interesting knickknacks and stuff. Let me think about it here. Oh, there's Bubbling Bottles. Now, Bubbling Bottles is a nice little place. Midtown. Little goblin freak runs it. He's nutsoid, but he does a little magic here and there. He might be able to help you. Know who to talk to, at least. I don't know who to talk to.
Fair point. Thank you.
Yeah, be careful with the goblin. Just be careful with him.
Is there something I should be worried about?
He's nuts. I think he's drank one too many of his own potions, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get along swimmingly.
I'm sure you will. Well, good luck.
And I'm assuming he gave me directions to that?
You can ask for directions. You go uptown. It's going to get to the main market. You'll see the markets. There aren't probably anyone there, but you'll see the market booths. Hang a right. Yada yada yada.
Okay. Asleep goes back to the room and he's like, I'm going to go check out a lead to maybe I can get into the Mages Guild here. I'm gonna try this.
I don't think you should go alone.
That's probably a wise idea. There's a bit of turmoil here.
Yeah, just a bit.
So I'll go with you.
So be it.
Co and Asleep. What can go wrong?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking we're the two.
This is good.
I guess
it's good. Yep. Mm-hmm.
No.
I was thinking because we both use magic, but then Beskar also uses magic.
And you two are not to be left alone. Ronan, let's all go together.
We're adults.
Exactly. Wait, that came out wrong.
Yes.
So, all right.
Now,
So
wait.
I mean, Islanda is barely an adult, but we're adults.
Argue though. That was more accurate.
Is this in the room that y'all are saying this?
Yes.
Adults is a strong word to describe any of us, really.
Hey. No way, that's fair.
Well,
Are adults allowed to commit acts, bro?
But they do it anyway. That's all
either
go
way.
Guild.
And you see Asleep visibly sigh when Beskar says he's gonna go. He's like, ugh.
Groden attracts a lot of attention.
Yes, but he also helps when people want to fight.
Yeah.
And actually,
Asleep holds his head and he's like, I don't want to fight the shopkeeper, and I don't want to fight anyone we just happen to meet on the road that looks like they can take a punch. I just want to go to the store, talk to the alchemist, and come back.
You want to charm people as to make them angry enough to not allow us into places?
Potentially, yes.
Isn't that it? I know it's a bad idea. It's gotten us arrested already.
Asleep puts his hand on his head. He's like, I'm just kidding. He's like, I too can joke.
I was not making a joke. That was a joke.
Well, you guys don't have to approve, but I am going.
I cannot.
Asleep just shrugs and he's like, well, I'm headed that way. Come or not, I don't care.
Alright, I'm following him.
He's gonna follow just because he doesn't have any reason not to.
I also follow.
I think if all four of us should go, we should at least not be so together. Should split up a little bit.
Do you propose we walk 10 feet away from each other?
10, 20, 30.
Are you saying we should social distance?
What?
As he like mutters, he's like, not at all.
Social
Yes, I'm saying social
distance. All right. So who's going out the door first?
As
Dalton's following Aslan. He knows where he's going.
All right.
I'm following
Aslan
him.
goes out. Follow a few seconds later by Ko. A little bit later,
And I'll go.
Beskar steps out the door. All right.
We might want to
Broden.
lock the door. Are we able to lock the door?
You are able to lock it.
You have
Who
to-
has the key? There's one key. Who wants to keep the key?
I'll have it in the bag of holding.
Is there a way to magically lock it because there are a lot of thieves in this town? And it's very easy
to
to
steal in there.
There's an immovable rod.
Yeah, let's
That-
take the immovable rod with us. Let's
That
not
nobody
leave
can
the
move
immovable
but you.
Anybody who can press the button can move it.
Fair.
Yeah, let's take it with us.
Very well. Grodin lifts the bed up, puts it back down on the ground, and then takes the immovable rod.
All right. So Beskar puts the key in the bag. Off you go. You make your way through town,
And I just
and you see a lot of stores and fronts they're not broken per se. It's the doors are open, and you can tell that the owners didn't bother to lock up. Basically, is the short version. You get halfway up the hill, and you look around, and you hear more people chanting and marching up the streets. They see you and stop and kind of size you up a little bit. You know, kind of staring at you. Like, what are you doing? Whose group are you with?
What was the chant they were just saying?
Down with the Duke.
We're
Right,
down with the
but
group.
whose group are you with?
Our own?
Or the chest.
Are you
We
marching?
are the GLF.
No.
The GLF. I haven't heard of them. Have you heard of them, Steve? Nope. Yeah.
We're not
All right,
called
well.
the GLF.
Which direction are you guys going? We don't want to stay on the same ground. Gotta keep this organized, or they'll win.
Yeah. We're gonna go to the mages. We're gonna show them who's boss.
The Temple District.
Aslan
All right.
like looks at him and he's like, what?
Well, you guys go to Temple. We're gonna go toward the main secondary gates, the inner gates. So we'll catch you later. And they turn and go the other direction.
Okay.
And there's probably
So
six
we
of
joined
them.
the resistance? Is this a resistance or just protesting? What's the difference?
Not much. Oh, you wanted to loot?
I always want to loot.
Aslan is like, let's just get alright. And as it continues walking towards the shop.
All right. So you guys are walking. What are you doing, Beskar and Co?
Also following him.
Following.
following.
All right. So you follow along, and you guys get up toward what he called the Temple District. It's you go up and you see the shops become this collection of various shining temples. The temples themselves, they're small buildings, probably 15 by 30 at largest. Very pristine looking though, very well manicured, and each of them has some kind of symbol etched into the front with, nice decorative flowers on the outside that form a little walk path up to the main sidewalk. For some of the, you see temples that that are built toward many of the various deities, like Gond, G-O-N-D. He's Grodin would know what all these people are. I don't know if you guys would or not. So I will. You see one there that has a symbol of a cog wheel with two teeth on the, like cog teeth, not human teeth, with 4 spokes on the inside. You see another building that has hands bound at the wrist with a red cord crossed at the chest. Oops, hit the mic. You see another one that is an upright skeleton arm holding a set of balanced scales. So on and so on. You see several different deities being honored in this particular space.
Could I make a religion check to see if I've recognized any of these while being here?
Sure, it would be a high check because this is a very different place, but you may have. You've spent some time in libraries. Can't see the roll though. Where's the roll? There it is. Oh, I got it over here now.
19.
19, all right. You would know that Gond is a deity focused on those who craft and create with their hands. He is honored as one who helps the creative process. The hands bound at the wrist, you're not exactly sure what that's all about, but the skeletal arm, that's piqued your interest in the libraries before. It's a deity known for helping those traverse through death to find the afterlife. His name is Kelemvor.
Okay, so I want to stay away from his priests. It's like not many people that traverse the, try to get to the afterlife, like people that interfere with it.
Generally speaking, I will send you this in your private channel since you are making those kinds of checks. That's Kelemvor. Alright, so you march on past, swinging wide around that place. You get to this little shop that has a series of the round bottom flasks painted on a sign. One has a blue liquid in the middle, the other one has a yellow, and they have little bubbles popping out the top. And as you look, they're actually popping. Like there's like some kind of magical effect that makes them look like bubbles are actually exuding from the little painted bottles.
As other looks at it, interesting. And we're in front of the bubbling potion, right? Bubbling whatever.
Bubbling bottles. Yep.
That's bubbling bottles. Yes. All right. It's open, I assume, and
you knock on the
As
door
an
and it doesn't open actually.
interesting. Well, it might be closed. There is a uprising going on. As Eve knocks, but a little harder.
You see this green pointy-eared face lean over the railing above you. Yeah, what do you want?
I was wondering if you could help me with something.
Help you? I don't know. I'm not very good with help. You have plenty of hair. You don't need hair growth. You have maybe it's one of those conditions.
Azenev's like clearly confused, and he's like, I don't understand, but I was hoping.
Get up and go. A little help between the sheets. Little
impotence.
lady help.
As and he's still like really confused. He's like, "What are you talking about?"
I'll take.
Well,
I
listen,
don't need-
whatever you help you need, I'm sure we can take care of it when I can open the shop again. It's not real safe for me to do that right now. A lot of people getting injured in these little scuffles, and well, they want healing potions and stuff, and well, can't really do that right now.
Oh no, it's
Why
nothing
can't
like
you
that.
do it right now?
Because they'll swarm my store for it. I've had to board it up. And you look, and it doesn't look boarded. It looks like it's just closed.
Right.
Do you need securing your store?
I didn't hear the first part of that. Say it again.
Do you need help securing your store? Would you need guards, perhaps?
Oh, no. The city guard, they usually come around a lot. I'm not really looking for guards or anything. I mean, I could try if you. That's not a bad idea, actually. You put someone inside, and then if someone comes in, they just go whack and hit them on the head. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Actually, it's a really good idea. I like that idea. I'll see who I can hire. That's a good idea. Thank you, sir.
Oh, sir, I just need information.
Oh. Okay. He leans over. Yeah.
Are you perhaps know about the Mages Guild here?
I know some people in the Mages Guild. They like to buy my potions. They help me with them. They enchant some of them. Very friendly.
Perfect. What are my odds? What would be my odds of meeting some of these mages?
Are you part of the guild? Since you're asking that question, I'm going to assume that's a no. Close to zero?
I am part of
zero?
a Mages Guild.
Oh. Which one?
In Waterdeep, actually.
Oh, they like Waterdeep. Waterdeep's a friend of ours. They like us. Yeah, you could probably talk to them. You haven't been here before. You should probably go see them.
Okay. Well, will my Waterdeep membership affect this one?
Like, make them mad at you?
Well,
No, probably not. No.
No, like, perfect. I mean, I'd prefer things to be a lot easier. It's not been difficult. I mean, it's been very difficult to get in here, let alone to here.
You're not making much sense to me, son. But okay, sure, yeah, whatever. So you don't need to buy anything. Anything else I can help you with?
Thank you for your time. No, thank you for your time, sir.
No worries. Bye. If you do come back, I do have some really good deals on the between the sheets potions if you need it.
I don't think I will need that. I'm not even sure what that's for. But I do have one more question. I apologize. Can you direct me towards the Mages Guild?
Oh, sure. Let's see. It's going to be in the upper district. It's going to be if you. Oh. Yeah, it's going to be a problem, ain't it?
Why?
Well, they're not letting people through in the upper district. That's where the nobles live, and nobles kind of don't want to die. You know, riots and looting and fighting.
They are cowards.
No, as a name terms, no, it's not
okay,
that.
yeah,
It's just
say
not
that, but
not
I would
designed
not
for
say
combat. There are more things in life than hitting things with a sword, Grodan.
Are there?
Okay.
Yes.
Well, so anyway, it's going to be in the upper city. If you can get past the gates, then yeah, you could probably just go up and hang a right, and it'll be Mages Guild. Well, you could miss it, I guess, if you weren't looking for the word Mages Guild, but it's on a sign hanging out the front. It actually says Mages Guild number 187, chapter 187, I think is what it says, actually. Yeah, so anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess we'll head that way.
Okay. Well, good luck to you. Be careful. People get a little touch frustrated out here. So which group
I
are you
can
with again?
imagine. The Waterdeep chapter, I suppose.
No.
Oh.
I was referring
that
to
group.
yeah. You're walking around the streets. It's not real safe for lots of different kinds of people.
Well, I myself am currently unaffiliated.
Oh, you should probably not mention that. If anyone asks, you're with the turtleneck group.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
They're the ones that pull up their heads like a turtle and try not to say much.
Fair. As he was like, this guy, crazy. It's like, well, he starts slowly backing up. Well, that'll be all. Thank you.
Oh, you're no problem. Healing potions when I open up again.
I'll remember that.
Okay.
As he like turns around and like rolls his eyes and he's like, "Come on, guys."
Very well.
So we have to figure out how to get into the upper district.
We could.
I might be because I am part of the Mages Guild. They might let us through.
But how do we get a message to them? I don't know if the guards would let us through.
I still have the like the thing they gave me so that I could get in and out without issues. So it
But
made me
would
like,
the
hey,
guards
I got...
would the guards recognize that?
I think if Grodan says he's an emissary, and Asniv has his Mage Guild connection,
I
we
believe
should be fine.
that may not be the wisest course of action because
Why not?
we snuck into the city.
Exactly. So I think
Although
stick with
I
the
do have
mages.
an idea on this, but I would need the assistance of someone who is better at lying than I am.
All right.
What are you gonna lie about?
If someone were to ask how we got in here, which is likely because I am likely the only Loxodon in this city. Tell whoever it is that we bribed that idiot captain, and he accepted and let us in.
All right.
And what was the captain's name? He said it to us.
What was his name?
I
have no idea.
didn't write it down.
I thought Grodan wrote it down, so I didn't.
I was going to write it down, but I forgot to.
I was assuming Grodan was
if
going to
it
write
were-
it down because he was the one talking to him.
If it were in between game sessions, I would probably remind you, but this is the same session, so... what was his name? You try to sit there and think about
Intelligence
it for a minute.
check it in. Oh, well, I was there. Could I get intelligence? Do
Should
an
we all
intelligence roll? See if I
intelligence
remember
check
it.
that allowed? Is it allowed for all of us?
Do you have any clue at all?
I remember it was kind of a flowery name. I just can't remember what it is.
It was something green. I know that.
Okay,
Yeah, it had
with,
green in
with
it.
the fact that you have the name Green, it's like, what was the first word? Well, it's Captain Green. You know, that might go somewhere. You can roll an intelligence check and see how much of that you come, but it's still going to be a fairly high roll. Because if you actually don't remember and you didn't write it down, then your character probably doesn't remember. That's what writing things down is all about.
I normally do, but I didn't think he was going to be important.
If you didn't think it was important, then you're like, yeah, you're not important. And you wander off, and later you're like, who's that guy? You know, the guard at the gate.
Okay.
Green. Something green.
I literally have the innkeepers of like the last 20 inns that we've stayed at written down. I didn't write down the captain.
An 11 for an intelligence check to remember.
Some
Grodan,
flowery
Asniv, you have high intelligence.
Aslenib has high intelligence.
Asniv,
I
Sorry,
do. I'm about to roll
you've-
right now.
You've already
And
rolled,
then
though.
I have a fear.
Groden already rolled.
See, I was trying to.
Well,
If you
other
had just
people
held
can
on.
remember things.
Yeah, but it kind of defeats the purpose of if everybody then goes, here, let me take a stab at it.
Exactly.
It's a
God
group
damn it,
check.
guys.
You can roll it. You add your intelligence to his roll, whatever that is.
Which
It was an
sucked.
11. It was an 11.
So, Aslan what's your intelligence bonus?
Bonus to it.
It would add a +5.
So that's a 16.
Yeah, so you're looking at going, it started with an M, I think.
Was it Mick? Marty?
Marellius? I don't know.
Mario?
Morelius. No, I don't know.
I think Captain Green will be enough.
That should suffice. But
For the moment.
one of you who can lie should attempt to lie about that.
All right.
Aslanif looks at Beskar.
Which one of us is better at lying, actually?
I have +9.
Man, that's only one higher than me, okay? I have a +8.
Alright, so you guys
so,
are headed that direction? What are you doing?
Yeah, we should head towards the upper district.
You head
So
up
the
through the
plan
streets
is
and
to.
as you get closer to the upper district gate, you see several mobs standing at the gates shouting, and they're saying basically the same thing. Down with the Duke! Down with the Duke! We, lower taxes! They keep shouting and screaming and generally causing a stir, and anybody that tries to quiet them, they push back, like fairly violently. I mean, they're not punching people yet, but you could tell it wouldn't take much to get this whole thing just unraveled.
Aslanif says, I see an opportunity here.
Oh no! Tell me the plan before you enact it. Tell me your complete and total plan.
What are you gonna do?
The guards obviously don't want this demonstration. What if we were to work on the side of the guards? Currently, Aslanif still has the hat of disguise, so he still looks like Rin this whole time.
Yeah.
Cause a little. I can.
They cannot look
Matt.
like something else.
You stay within the crowd.
You're gonna what? Sorry, I missed it.
Instead of, what are we gonna do? Exactly.
We're gonna offer my services to the guard. We're gonna blast some peasants.
We're not blasting peasants.
I mean, not directly, but magic generally scares the small folk.
I'm pretty sure they would require us to go through an interview at least. I don't think they'd just randomly hire you.
So your plan is to go up to them, ask them if they want help with getting this crowd away, and then
Exactly.
do
A request for I want to get through the gate, and they want the crowd gone. We may actually get a reasonable guard. I mean, I'm not saying it's foolproof, and I'm not saying it'll work, but it's something.
How about this?
If diplomacy doesn't work,
we'll do that as a last resort, and if it does not work, you will go up there alone in a different disguise, and only mention that you're a friend. And if they say yes, then afterwards we can do it. Okay?
I agree to these terms.
All right. Then let's go diplomatic first. Grodan, what is your plan to go up there and be all, we're an embassy, you're the emissary, and Aslanif is the part of the Mage Guild in the Waterdeep?
I would prefer to not have that be known until I can make an actual appearance. I do not believe that it is wise for me to announce myself now that we have snuck into the city.
True.
That makes sense.
And also, on second thought, I don't know if we should say that we bribed a guard, because, well, that would incriminate the guard. That would also incriminate us that we're bribing guards. I don't think that's the wisest decision.
We could phrase it like the guard.
We could say that the guard solicited the bribe from us.
Like he was
So
like,
that's
oh yeah, I'll let you in if you give me this much money, and then we tell them a ridiculous amount.
precisely.
How much money do you think? 200?
Well, we also want to make it seem like, if we say that he made us pay 10,000 gold and he does not have 10,000 gold with him, they're going to know we're lying.
Let's find where he lives and plant 200 gold in his house.
Also, I don't want to spend 200.
No, we
That
plant it.
seems
Wait for the investigation and then steal it back.
That's a lot.
seems really elaborate.
Yeah.
That's what all my plans are. Very elaborate and probably unnecessary.
Exactly.
Why not?
Let's just ride on my
Kind of
Mages Guild thing for right now.
Okay. If the Mages Guild does not work, then we can say emissary.
All right. So I guess we try to. Azaniv tries to push his way through the crowd
I give.
and tries to find the nearest guard.
I will give Azaniv a inspiration.
So as you're pushing your way through, you look up, and you see standing at the gate probably 15 guards, all standing with their arms crossed, staring down at the crowd of people. Go home,
And
people!
also,
Azaniv, he's like, Sir, may I have a word with you?
Make it quick.
I also cast.
I was hoping, Azaniv, I was hoping I can get through the gate. I'm part of the Mages Guild. I'm not part of this crowd here. I
How
do
did
not
you get
belong
out?
here. I came through to collect some supplies from the goblin from the bubbling bottles.
Yeah, that old nut. All right. Well,
And I just
hold
need
on
to
a
get
sec.
back.
Hey, Tim,
Me and
what
my
was your name again? Your name.
Daxon.
name. Saxon.
Uh,
Hey, you got a Mr. Saxon that's gone through the gate lately?
Oh no.
Starts flipping
Why
through
did
the
you lie
pages.
about your name?
Roll a deception check.
Why did you take so long to lie about it?
It's not a secret that you're part. It was not a lie that you're part of the Mages Guild.
but I lied about my name.
And also that you went through it earlier.
11.
You have inspiration and bless.
Oh, my bad. And bless. So
A
what
D8
is it?
of inspiration.
11 plus 1d8 plus 1 4. $16.
All right. Saxon. He brings the book over and they look at it. Did that say Saxon? When did you go through?
With all the hubbub, I seem to have forgotten. But
Come on, dude.
I did come through recently.
Yesterday, today, day before,
I came through today.
today. All right. Yeah. Well, one to go through.
And your friends.
Do you? Okay.
You have
I'll just go.
Come on, hurry
just go through myself.
before they rush the door. Come on, let's go.
Azaniv goes through, and he looks back and he's like, ugh.
We're just like, what are you doing?
Wait a minute. We did say that only he would be going through, correct?
No, we said
Why
all
do
this.
we need to go?
Well, we need to help him find the portal.
Well, apparently he's on his own and he's left us to. Guess we're finding our own way through. If we want.
How high are the walls?
Good 65 feet maybe. I don't know. No, that's not that high. That would be like skyscraper high. 30 feet. 30 feet's probably reasonable. They're walls. They're serious walls. They're not like, fence that you could hop over.
You want to do the emissary thing?
Kind of, yeah. Grodan, are you up for it?
For what?
Being an emissary again, trying to get us through there.
What are you guys here for? He's looking down at you
We
over the...
Grodan.
I am here as an emissary of the Loxodon people. I am trying to make an audience with the Duke.
Well, what are you doing on this side? How'd you even get on this side?
It was a lot of chaos. We were being chaperoned through, but then with all the riots and
The riots
protests,
happened after we entered the city, and we were trying to get into the upper end for quite a while.
Wow, 3
and
weeks.
then
You guys have been down here 3 weeks. Crazy.
Yeah.
All right, show me papers. Let's see them.
Grodan, do you have papers?
Papers, Grodan.
Um,
Do you not have papers? If Grodan doesn't immediately pull them out, I'm gonna have to say,
1 second, I have to get into my... Alright.
You have them, but you need to go through D&D Beyond or whatever site you're using.
do
So-
you have?
I've got the rank insignia, which is part of the...
All right, so what do you show? Describe.
I
what
show
you
him the rank insignia. This is the crest of the Loxodon diplomatic force.
Oh. Well, let me see it, if you don't mind. You hand it to him?
Yeah.
All right, so you hand it to him. He looks it over. It looks fairly official. I don't know. What do you think, Tim? I don't know, man. It's stamped. How do we know this is real? I mean, I'm not trying to like begrudge an ambassador or anything, but we got our duty.
It is unlikely that you could confirm it. We have not been in this part of the world in some time. This was an attempt to come and make a diplomatic peace with
Roll a persuasion check on that.
is this Baldur's Gate?
Baldur's Gate, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this is an attempt to come and make peace with Baldur's Gate. Diplomacy?
Persuasion. That was a persuasion. Or diplomacy,
Yeah,
if that's better for you.
We have a D4.
Oh yeah. There isn't diplomacy in this.
Diplomacy is not a
There
stat.
isn't? Oh, I thought it was.
Not in. Nope, we're Pathfinder.
I played Pathfinder for a long time. So that's what I was thinking
Yeah,
of.
same.
It's persuasion.
Did you I can't remember if you inspired me or not.
You rolled a
think I
d4, so yeah. That's 13, right?
Oh, that was bless.
Right, so a total of 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
For sure.
So he looks at you. All right, look. Hey, Tim, can you escort him to the palace? Sure. You guys gonna be
The
okay?
three of us.
All convoys allowed to accompany me. They have been my hired guards for some time now.
Oh, I see. He looks over and grabs another one. Another guy. Hey, come here. These guys need to escort to the palace. Can you make sure they get there safely? Yeah. All right. Just follow Tim. Beckett here. These two will get you to the palace.
Very well. Thank you.
Now, be warned, palace guards aren't as nice as I am. So if you're pulling my chain, it's not going to end well for you.
I'll keep that in mind. And I thank you for your generosity.
Did
He
we
steps-
just get through without murdering people?
He steps
Yes.
back.
I didn't even have to roll for deception. You're gonna make us roll
This
for
guy-
deception now.
This guy isn't, how do I say it nicely on the air? Yeah. He doesn't have a thing for making people pay. Emotionally or monetarily. So he's, as long as you're telling the truth, they'll figure it out upstream. His job is to keep the peace. And right now, getting you through is keeping the peace. So he's, go on. Come on before they rush the door.
All right,
And
let's
even
go.
as you're coming
Yep.
through, people start, pushing in behind you. Let us in! Back up, people! He kind of draws his sword and stands there. You get on through, and the gate closes back behind you, and you're in. You're looking around the upper district, and it's much nicer here. Houses here range from a light tan to a very pristine white. You see streets that are actually very calm and people milling about. Most of them are very finely dressed, and they look, as you come through, they look toward the gate, they're hearing it close. They're kind of like, what's going on? What's going on? Okay, just a few of them. And then they turn and walk around and keep going about their business. Tim looks back at you. Right this way. Follow me.
Guess we're being escorted without asking me.
It's fine.
Not sure where
He is in. We are in.
He'll figure it out.
Where did you go, Asleeve? You came through seeing the same thing. Where did you go? Are you waiting for them, or are you going about your business?
I guess I noticed they came through.
Yeah, you see them come
and-
through, yes.
And I was like, oh, you guys made it through. Perfect.
Whoa.
Hello.
Is he with you?
Yeah,
So,
here's a pass. Is it okay if you joined us?
he was like, I know, I'm a mage from the Mages Guild. I know these people. And just-
Right. All right. Well, this way. Come on. Let's go.
And Azini follows them.
Yep.
All right. So you follow, and he takes you up. The palace itself is a very beautiful building. It's got smooth stone steps that go up to a very grand 20-foot door. As he climbs the steps, you see 3 guards on the outside, much finer dressed. They're full plate. Step forward. Who are you bringing? Oh, these guys. They say they're emissaries from the Loxodon people, I believe he said he was. Is that where you're from?
That is correct.
Yeah, Loxodon. It says he's here to talk with the Duke. You have an appointment?
He's waiting for one of you to speak up because y'all can lie.
We had an appointment.
His, heralds slash, guards.
We were planning on making an appointment, but the riots seem to have prevented that.
You sent a message. Did you not get it?
We did send a message.
No, we didn't get a message. All right, let's see. Duke's calendar. They can take care of that on the front door. You'll need to leave your weapons outside.
All right.
You see a box set up where there's a couple swords already set in there, and you see another little smaller chest with some what appear to be very fine pieces of jewelry. You can assume that since they're left outside, they're probably magical.
The
Don't
weapon
worry.
that I am carrying is a relic of my people. I would need to
He's
ensure
like,
that it is
please
safe.
no.
You need to ensure what?
I would need to ensure that it is safe.
We're out here guarding them. Trust me. No one's getting in here.
Very well.
Yeah, what is keeping everyone from stealing these, by the way?
Me.
Like,
That is a valid question.
how well is it guarded?
Well, I mean, not just you, but is it magically enchanted so that no one can take from it but you, or what?
No, it's
What's
just
stopping
me,
all the protesters from coming over
me
here?
and my the gate and the wall and the 20-some guards we have guarding the gate and the wall.
Grodin wants to do his War Master size up thing.
Intimidate?
Well, no. He can do that thing where he can, get an idea on how capable
right.
someone is. Yeah. He wants to see how capable this guy is to be able to.
All right, you have to stare at him for a
back up
minute.
what
So you're
he's
going to just
saying.
sit there,
Yes.
cross your arms for a full minute, and just...
Well, no, he's,
How are you doing it?
as they walked up, like he wanted to. This is something he would have been doing, I guess. But he, I guess, as he's talking to the guy, but he's like, is it just weapons or is it just things that have offensive capability?
Anything that can hurt somebody. Pretty easy definition.
You don't want these hands, ha ha. No, just kidding.
You're not a bully.
He stares at you with this, like, really? Do you realize how many times I hear that?
I put my weapons in.
If you want to leave your hands
Are we
behind,
all?
I can arrange that. He draws his sword a little bit and slides it back in.
All right, here are my hands. I'm seeing how far we'll go
You
with
know,
this joke.
I just realized that Aslaneve does not have a single offensive thing in his inventory.
I gave him a sword, but
We
he
know
And you gave it
gave
back.
it back.
I didn't
Grodin,
use it.
Oh yeah, did you give me my
starts to like slowly, slowly and carefully take off the scabbard while he's looking at the guy, like very deliberately.
Yes.
That's how he's taking the time to
All right.
look
so it
and
takes
see
a full
how
minute
capable
to
he is.
reach up, unbuckle.
This guy probably thinks that Grodin is unhinged.
He's starting to wonder, but he's like, all right.
Lockdown are slow and patient people.
All right, so you do eventually, between the discussion, etc. What are you trying to determine?
Let me see. I think it's like the full amount of fighter levels that the guy has. It's 3 different things that I can. Let me see. I'm pulling it. It's been a while since I've used it, so.
You're gonna make me pull up a whole bunch of stats on a dude I just made up in my head about 5 minutes ago, right?
But he needs to know how capable he is. Like, if he's gonna leave, like, his relic, sword with him.
All right. The short answer
Jerry, you
is
should know this. If you're gonna have somebody, on this, like,
so
you know how Grodin is with the sword.
the short answer is he's a very capable fighter. As far as like specifics for what level of fighter I have no idea. But you get the idea that he would do very well in protecting the king, or in this case the duke, much less your weapon.
All right.
He's like level 15.
That would work very well. I trust that you can, as you say, protect this. It is as I mentioned, a relic of the Loxodon.
Absolutely. He takes it from
Very
you
well.
very respectfully, and doesn't slide it down into the box. Like, he sets it in front of the box very respectfully.
I start taking out all my weapons. There's like 10.
I'm picturing you just like looking at him as you like pull out every single weapon that you
You hand
have.
him the first
Like,
sword, and he's like, "Thank you," and he puts it in the box, and he looks back, and he's still, "Oh, thank you," and he puts it in the box, and he looks, "Oh, thank you," and he waits, and you have one more, and he's like, "Okay, we're done. Okay."
He's not gonna like check that anymore.
Grodin does have a crossbow that he never uses, and he takes that out and hands it to him as well.
Yeah. All right. So you leave all of the various weapons at the door, and he points back to somebody, and he'll show you in. So you go in.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. So you follow one of the guards in. He's a very well dressed guard. You see again, shiny plate mail, golden pauldron on the shoulders, and a red sash that goes from the pauldron to the hip. And he looks very official. He leads you in, and you see a person standing behind a desk. He looks up at you. And, "Can I help you?" "Yeah, these people, they need an appointment with the Duke." "Don't we all?" "Okay, well, please, your names." All right, guys, and the guard turns and walks back out.
My name is Grodan Malfour. I am an envoy of the Loxodon people. I have come to Baldur's Gate to attempt to bring a trade and tactical alliance on behalf of the Loxodon people.
He's like, all right, well, when were you wanting to speak with him?
Ideally, as soon as possible. I believe that this could be a great benefit to both the Loxodon people and to the city of Baldur's Gate.
How about
We
next?
are
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
a very wealthy nation.
How about next
And we have
Thursday? I think that would be for his first opening.
That should
said
be
when?
acceptable.
Well, what day is it today?
Yeah, that's like a week out, basically.
I mean,
It's multiple days away.
I am I'm an envoy. I can't make demands. We're trying to.
Oh, really? You
He's trying
can't?
to make. He's trying to make peace. He can make demands of like a lowly guy. He can't make demands of a duke.
You can do whatever you want. It just doesn't mean you're gonna get it.
He's trying to he's trying to do the job that he came here for, or that his envoy came here for. He's the only one left, so he's not going to try and blow it or anything.
As the guy says, will Thursday work? You hear this voice coming from a little further up the hallway. That is absolute nonsense. I will see him right now. Oh, yes, sir. Right this way, apparently. And he stands up, and he's a very tall elf man with very light blonde hair, very fine features. He comes around the desk. This way, please.
Groden follows.
Okay, he steps in, and through the door, it's a very beautiful chamber. Lots of very deep, dark wood grains with potted flowers all around. Kind of looks almost outdoor tropical, but obviously indoor classy. It's a strange mix, but he looks over and says, Your Highness, I apologize. I was trying to protect your schedule. I wasn't trying to. I know. Bring them in. Yes, sir. And he steps back and kind of like, waves. You go in, I'm assuming. Yep. So you
yes.
go in, and you see a very, he's an older man, maybe he's a human, maybe in his late 70s, wrinkled forehead, long pointed beard. Let me see if I have that picture, actually. I do. 1 second.
I can't see it, so you'd have to send it to the channel.
Yeah, that's a good point. Let me send to the channel. It is... Oh, wrong. So let me go to general. Put this in general chat. Bam. All right, so that's the guy you see standing in front of you. He's a older man, deep wrinkles, gray hair. Used to be, you can see the touches of black still swirling through the marbled hair, but it's mostly gray now. Very fine robes. He looks up at you and kind of scowls. You're from the Loxodon, you say?
That is correct.
I am pleased to meet you.
As am I.
My name is Dillard Porter, Duke. Grand Duke Dillard Porter. I hope that you have found your way here safely in our troubled times.
The city was definitely chaotic, but it is not the most dangerous thing that has befallen me in my journey here. My name is Grodan Malfour. I am the last of the envoy that was sent to make diplomatic and trade relations with primarily Baldur's Gate, but any other of the cities that would be willing to trade with us.
Interesting. So, you are... And he sits down and he has like this large, I won't say throne, but it's a very nice decorative chair. And he sits there and kind of leans back. So you are an ambassador for your people. You can speak for them, make promises for them.
I can.
Interesting. We are at a very interesting moment in our history. There are things that have befallen us that I am not at liberty to discuss right now, but has forced us to have to raise future, well, funds. The only way we've been able to do that is through taxing the markets that we have here, and you can see that has not gone well. Perhaps you could help me find an alternate source of income or resource. What have you brought to show your goodwill toward Baldur's Gate?
Grodan pulls out the trade ingot. This is unfortunately all that is left.
How many?
Well, he just has the one.
Oh, I thought you had more than one. Okay.
No, he has the one. This is unfortunately all that is left of what we had originally brought with us.
He takes it. It's a triangular shaped coin with a hole in the middle. He looks at it and, well, 500 gold pieces. I see. I thought you said
there was quite a bit more, but the envoy, which was originally about 150, I am the only one that is left.
I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences. What kind of promise can you make, then, in terms of support? This doesn't appear to be... If you can't even have traveled safely, and, well, you didn't appear with much. I know you sent more, but you couldn't even protect what little you have. What do you have to offer? I'm a little confused.
I can offer the might and the wealth of the Loxodon nation.
Forgive me, but I don't know what that means specifically. I understand you are your history has always been full of great warriors. I do know that. Craftsmen. I've kept my eye.
The Loxodon have one of the most powerful standing armies.
This is true. And you see something
that is considerable might towards anything.
Hit my mic again. You see something flicker in his eye a little bit, and he's like, yes, actually. Can you commit your army to war? Do you have such freedoms?
I am here to be able to start those talks. I can commit that the Loxodon are willing to break our isolation now and finally be part of the world as a whole.
He nods.
We are trying to find allies to help grow our culture and to help spread our culture in meaningful ways, while also trading our resources for things that we cannot get readily available.
Do you have any
We
more
have
of these
considerable
tokens?
resources as we are based in very lush and resourceful valleys.
Ah, yes, I know of the ranges where you come from. I've been
You also
through
know
there
of
a
the
couple of
craftsmen,
times.
the Lockdown people.
Yes, now, that we could use, but once we get our economy straight again. Right now, not so much. Do you have more of these tokens? He holds it up.
As I said, we had more, but much was lost when the envoy was destroyed.
That is too bad. One coin is not much of a promise, but I'm encouraged to know that you made it, and that perhaps we can discuss this in the future. What do you need from me in the immediate?
When things quiet down, I would seek passage by boat back to, or some other form of passage back to my homeland, with a dignitary from here to start the negotiations, to start the process of reacclimating with the world.
We could send an ambassador of our own. It will be a while before that is available. I'm afraid I have much more pressing matters right now. But what you have offered is interesting to our people.
My companions and I are very capable. If there's anything that we can do to help in the immediate, obviously that is a given, as I want to show any goodwill that I can.
Well, right now, we are strapped for resources and dealing with our own. You chews on it for a minute. Our own situations. I'm surprised you were not more, he strokes his beard. You didn't ask for more than just open negotiations. How aware are you of the threat from the east?
What threat from the east?
That's what I thought. Well, they've generally been hanging to the south. But if they the elves have been holding them off at Elmwood. If they happen to turn north and go across the mountains of the North Range, they would end up crossing a different territory and would be in the high forest, which, as I understand, is near your place.
That is correct. Who do you speak of?
There's an undead presence. The elves are fighting the war that we are financing. Thus, why I've had to raise taxes and deal with the financial side of life. I am not much of a warrior, nor are my people. But we're good with the money.
This is a cause that I could, with great certainty, commit the Loxodon army to. We have no love for the undead.
Speak with me tomorrow, then. Let me gather my resources and my men, and perhaps we can have an understanding.
Is there some form of writ of safe passage so that we could pass through the gates more easily?
Yes, the gates I have no problem with. They will obey me. As far as passing through the territory itself. Baldur's Gate is a member of the Lord's Alliance. We have several different realms and kingdoms that are allied together. From Sunnyvale up through Baldur's Gate, Waterdeep, Neverwinter, we are all allied together on the coast. You can have
I
safe
assume
travel through
that-
all those places.
I assume that what is the word I'm looking for?
ADM.
Yes.
What did he say the problem was? Why raise taxes?
They're fighting a war.
An
Financing a
undead
war.
presence pressing from the east.
Is this undead presence coming from what's the place that we just got back from?
The country of
Fae.
Fae.
Is this undead presence from Thay?
Actually, yes, it is. Are you aware of it then?
I am aware of it. We found ourselves there through a mishap. We actually have aided with the resistance in Thay as well. So we
Yes,
have made some contact with Thay, with the resistance in Thay.
Ah, that could be very useful. All right, well, like I said, I will give you room and board for the evening here in this district. Much safer here. Come speak to me
We
tomorrow.
have a room in an inn that we
As if like visibly coughs, he's like,
It would be nice if we stayed in this district.
very well. I believe my retinue has voiced their need to stay in nicer accommodations.
Well,
I
will have my advisor reserve you a room.
We also need room for our ox that we have with us.
have an ox that is down in the stable.
In the docks district.
John Falk? Was it Falk? Falk? I can't remember.
Something like that.
We're terrible with names, okay.
I am worried for his safety. I have paid through the week, but
Yes, we can have him stabled up here. What was the name of the stable master?
John.
John. And then something that start with an F.
I tell him the area that it was in.
I'm not familiar with the area. I don't get out of this district much, but I will send one of the guards to that area and have him look for an ox in a stable.
He is a very large ox. He has a white spot over his left eye.
I will have a guard retrieve him immediately.
I understand if it is not possible, but the weapon that I came here with is a relic of my people. While I feel that the guard is capable, I would prefer it to be near me.
Understandable. It is a relic. Well, you will retrieve it on your way out anyway, but I will ask him to make an exception for this particular weapon the next time we meet. Is that fair?
Very well.
All right. He looks around and there's a man standing in the corner that's been very quiet, just standing there, and he looks over. Oddington, come here. Man steps over and take these people to the magnificent morning. Tell them the Duke requires their fine room. 2, actually. Sir, you know that the city is very crowded right now. Yes, yeah, well, they can make a room. Very well, sir. And he turns and... Well, I believe that is all the time I can spare today. Tomorrow, I will book off more time. We can discuss the future relationship between the Loxodon people and those of Baldur's Gate and the Lord's Alliance.
All right.
Yes,
He
I
shows you-
appreciate your kindness and the fact that you are not as prejudiced as what I have experienced elsewhere in the land.
You've been to Waterdeep, I assume.
That is correct.
We are not as close-minded as some of them. Well, till tomorrow. He stands and Oddington nods toward the door. This way, please.
Very well.
When we leave.
As you head out, Oddington stops you in the hallway, like between his, the Duke closes his door and he stops. What do you intend for negotiations? I must know so I can brief him tomorrow.
Could you be more specific?
What kind of negotiations are you bringing to the table? Money, armies, power, wealth?
I already spoke with him
Well,
regarding
I'm going to-
what we were.
I am his advisor, and if I am going to advise him well, I need to know what it is you plan to bring so that we can have the proper measures in place. Now,
The Loxodon are looking to break our isolation, to have political and financial trades open with the rest of the world.
right.
As I'm sure you may know, the Duke knew, the Loxodon in our homeland have a dearth of resources, as well as being some of the finest craftsmen on this planet.
All right. Well, so, and he turns and
As well as one of the
Switch to
greatest
right.
standing armies.
pulls out this little notebook. Crafts, army. Is there anything else? And you can tell he's like
Trade
frustrated.
resources.
Resources. All right. Well, I do look forward to tomorrow then. Closes the book, puts it back in his little side pouch. And you can see he's a tall, thin elf man. Wears noble's attire, long pants, but a flowing overcloak adorned with the sleeves and collar that have several symbols of stature and prominence embroidered into them. All right, well, if you are done for the day, I thank you for your time.
Thank you. Are you to show us to the inn that we will be sleeping?
It is the magnificent morning. It should be easy enough to find a man of your stature.
And is there any documentation that we need for the room?
Oh, I will address that with you momentarily. Yes, I'll take care of that. Don't worry. Just go there and tell them the Duke needs the best rooms, and I will have addressed that by the time you get there.
Very well. All right, so I guess we exit.
Okay, you head off. You gather up your various weapons and supplies. The guard there at the front door greets you warmly and gives everything back in accordance. He reaches down very specifically to Grodin's and hands it back with, everything else. He's like, here you go, here you go, here you go, especially to Ko. Here you go. It gets to yours and he's like, your sword, sir. He's very gentle and respectful with it.
Thank you.
All right. You head off. You ask anybody where it is, or are you trying to find it yourself?
He asked that guard
Oh, the magnificent morning. Yeah, it's if you look over there, the thing with the giant white roof line, it's right behind that building. It's got a sign. You can't miss it. Big sun cresting over a green patch of farmland.
Very well.
Resident also asks, he's like, could you also kind of point out or give me directions to the Mages Guild here?
The Mages Guild. Well, they tend to keep a little more quiet, but they're going to be the opposite direction. You're going to look for a building. Looks kind of like a, I don't know, it's a circular building, but it's only about 2 stories tall. It's got a kind of gaudy golden colored door on the front.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. So you're headed off to the inn?
Yep.
All right. It is 11:15. So I propose that we end this with you finding your way toward the inn for the night.
Sounds
That
good.
sounds good to me.
All right. I noticed we didn't even take a break this evening.
Yeah.
Oh, we did not. Bathroom breaks are for the weak.
Yeah.
I had 2 people chatting and I just saw it. Dag nabbit. Sorry, Styles.
That's it.
And who is that? And Roach. I missed you. I apologize. But I will try to keep a better
Yeah,
watch on the chat stream.
The one of them happened. The first one happened while we were making the bunk bed.
What did they say?
I
Catch
just
the
noticed
fire
it.
emoji. And then the other one happened sometime, I think, while you were trying to go into the upper district. Sometime
Oh,
around
man.
there. What?
Is that our first date?
I don't know. I don't even know what they're talking about.
I have no idea. I'm looking at it going, I don't understand even what they're saying. But okay, so we'll figure it out. I'll keep a closer eye on it next time. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you, Syrinscape, again. And I think it was Wayne. My brain locked up on me. I forget names. I'm really bad with names.
Oh, and you get rough crap for being bad with names.
Yeah.
I know, right? Wayne Jones. See, I got it. Wayne Jones. All right, guys. Thank you again. I will see you guys next week, and we will figure out how you will deal with the Duke.
All right.
Yay,
Alright, guys.
we did it without killing anyone.
Yeah.
And only one
Because
person
we
died.
told them if you show up.
Who did we kill? I don't think we killed anyone.
We only killed the
You didn't.
dwarves.
No. Ko fell, didn't you? Didn't you fall in battle?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you killed one of us. Almost.
Tried to. All right, guys.
It's always
Have a
gonna-
great evening. We will see you later.
Alright. Bye.
Bye.
night.